Welcome to my channel. Today I am going to discussing about the VPC. So VPC is the very important topic in entire AWS cloud, and it is the heart of whole cloud infrastructure. So today I will show you the complete hands-on of VPC, and after that I will also show how can we connect the private EC2 instance from the public EC2 instance. How can we connect the private EC2 instance from public public EC2 instance? Public EC2 instance is nothing but Jump Host. Jump Host or Bastion Host or Bastion Host. Here we will consider public EC2 instance as a Jump Host or Bastion Host. First of all, I will talk about VPC. After that, hands-on VPC by creating subnets, internet gateways, NAT gateways, root tables, root tables. After that, I will create one EC2 instance in public subnet and one EC2 instance in private subnet. After that, I will show how to connect private EC2 instance from public EC2 instance. In our case, public EC2 instance is considering as a Jump Host or Bastion Host. Okay. Now, first see what is VPC. VPC means it's a virtual private cloud. VPC means it's a virtual private cloud. This is the full form of VPC. Now, what is the exact meaning of VPC? The exact meaning of VPC is it is isolated virtual network. Assume in AWS, in our AWS cloud, there are n number of networks. Is there. In that n number of network, we want some network which we can configure privately. That is isolated from other networks, isolated from other teams, other countries, or other ranges. So to isolate from other people, then we will create a separate section. That separate section is called, that isolated network is called virtual private cloud, VPC. Okay, what is the advantage of VPC? In VPC, we can customize our own network configurations. We can customize our own network configuration without depending upon the AWS, and we can keep our own IP address ranges. And then we can keep our own subnets. We can keep our own route table, and we can keep our own internet connectivity. So what is VPC? It is a virtual private cloud. Means it is like isolated virtual network without depending upon others. What is the use of it? By using VPC, we can customize our own network configuration, IP address ranges, subnets, route tables, and internet connectivity. Say example, if you want to go to a restaurant, but you without waiting for table, so what you will do, you will reserve the table. So reserving the table in restaurant is like a creating the VPC. So the real time example is reserving the table in a restaurant. Now I will show you the diagram of VPC. Let's see, this is the whole VPC which is in green color. Inside VPC, I am going to create in our video two subnets. One is public subnets, another one is private subnets. One is public subnets, another one is private subnets. And after the creating the subnets, I will create the route tables. I will create the two route tables. One route table, in one route table, I will keep routes which connect internet gateway to the public subnet. What is internet gateway? Internet gateway is one of the service in AWS which is used to connect our public subnet to the external internet. After completing this, then I will create the NAT gateway. What is NAT gateway? NAT gateway is used to connect the private subnet to the internet. Private subnet to the internet. So private subnet. So what are the resources we created in private subnet? Example EC2 instances. We can't connect to the internet directly. Whatever the resources present in a private subnet, we can't connect to the internet directly. So we will create NAT gateway. We will create NAT gateway. So from private subnet to NAT gateway, NAT gateway to the internet gateway, and then internet. Now, so first I will create VPC, after that public subnet and private subnet, then internet gateway, then NAT gateway, then route table. After creating all these things, then I will test it. So how can I test it? First I will create public EC2 instance. First I will create one EC2 instance in public subnet. This one can access, this one can access by internet. One EC2 instance private subnet. We can't SSH and we can't connect to internet. Why? Because it is in private subnet. Why? Because it is in private subnet. But still, if you want to connect, we can connect by using a NAT gateway. By using a NAT gateway. Or by using a NAT gateway. Or if you want to connect private EC2 instance, which is in the private subnet, from public EC2 instance. For example, if you join any new organizations, they will ask you to connect the EC2 instance which is in private subnet. Then you will wonder, how can I connect to the EC2 instance? How can I connect the EC2 instance to the internet? Or else in organization they will ask like SSH to the EC2 instance. Connect to the EC2 instance which is in the private subnet. Then you will wonder, how can I connect to the EC2 instance? Because it is in a private subnet. If it is in a private subnet, we can't get the public IP. If we can't the public IP, we can't SSH into it. So the answer is by using the Jump Host, or Bastion Host. Then this is the answer. Then you need to ask your organization, can you please give the Jump Host? If you ask the Jump Host, they will give the Jump Host to you. If you have the Jump Host, then you can connect easily. Now I will show you how to create all these things, and I will also show you how to connect the private EC2 instance from public EC2 instance, which is also nothing but Jump Host. So now let's go to the practicals. Now go to VPC. Now I am creating the VPC with the name tag as default VPC, or else I will keep YT VPC. Now we will give the IP address CIDR range. What is CIDR? CIDR means, I already done a separate video. Please check my playlist. We will go to the VPC. We just follow the document. Whoever wants this document, I will keep in the comments. Please ask me. You keep this as a default. That's it. VPC completed. Now we created VPC. After that, what we are going to create? We are going to create two subnets. One is public subnet, another one is private subnet. Now go to subnets. What are the subnets? Subnets are like, subnets is a method for allocating the IP addresses. I will tell you theoretically afterwards. Now first follow the hands-on. create subnet. What is our VPC? YT VPC. Now keep the subnet name as public subnet. Public subnet. Availability zones, you can choose anything. So this is our VPC CIDR range. Now we need to keep the subnet which is inside VPC. So which is inside VPC, we need to keep the subnet CIDR range. So I am keeping this is as a subnet IPR range. This is I'm keeping this one. So how to select subnet CIDRs? What is CIDR under? Follow for other. I already did another video. Please watch that. Now add new subnet. Now private subnet. PRIVAATE private SUB private subnet. YT. You just keep YT. I am just keeping for my reference. Private subnet YT. Availability zone. You select anything. Now subnet CIDR block. I am going to keep this one which is under our VPC range. We should not keep more than our VPC range. We should keep under our VPC range. Now create subnets. Now we created two subnets. Now according to diagram, what we need to create? Once we create the subnets, VPC completed, then public subnet completed, private subnet completed. Now what we need to create? We need to create internet gateway. What we need to create? Internet gateway. Before that, we need to create route table also. Whichever is feasible, we will go ahead. We will create route table. So first we will create internet gateway. As I said, internet gateway. Create internet gateway. YT internet gateway. Create internet gateway. Yeah, I already created internet gateway. But after I need to create it, what I need to do? I need to attach to the VPC. I need to attach to the VPC. See the diagram here. What they did? This is internet gateway. I attach it to this VPC exactly. So the same way we need to attach to the VPC. What is our VPC? YT VPC. Attach internet gateway. Completed. Now what we need to create? See the document. Now we need to configure the route table. We need to configure the route table. Click on route tables. Click on route table. Create route table. Create route table. YT route UTTABLE route table. Create route table. So this one we need to create two route tables. One is public for public subnet. Another one is private for private subnet. YT VPC. Create route table. This is for public. So this is for public. What I need to do? So this is for public. This is public route table. This is private route table. In public route table, what I need to do? I need to keep the routes exactly. I need to keep the route tables exactly from public subnet to internet gateway. Destination is internet gateway. Source is public subnet because we are sending from here to here, here to here. So go to there. Edit subnet association. So this is a public. We need to first edit our subnet. Which subnet? Public subnet. Save associations. Then we need to keep routes. Edit routes. Add routes. You can keep any target. What I said target as a internet gateway. What is our internet gateway? YT gateway. Save changes. Okay. Now completed. We associated subnet. We associated. Now what to do? Now we need to go to the private route table. We need to go to the private route table. But before completing private route table, we need to create the NAT gateways. We need to create the NAT gateways. Create the NAT gateway. YT NAT. YT TCP/IP NAT gateway. Select a VPC. Here it is, state is pending. Once it complete, then we can able to attach whatever we want. So it is still in pending. Once it completes, we can attach that NAT gateway to this one. Please wait few minutes. In meanwhile, go to root tables. We created only public root table alone. Now we are going to create private root table. Private YT root table. What is our VPC? We already know YT VPC. Now, as I said, what I need to do, we need to first attach the subnet. What is our subnet? Private subnet. Save association. After that, what we need to do? We need to do edit the roots. What is we need to do? We need to edit the roots. We need to keep any root, but we need to here keep internet gateway. No, for public we need to keep internet gateway. For NAT gate, it is a private. So for private, we need to keep NAT gateway. Yes, NAT gateway was done. That's why we got like this. Done. It's done now. Now that's it. Now we completed up to here. Now we are going to test it. For that, what I did for testing, what I am going to do, I am going to do the first. I will create one EC2 instance public subnet, another EC2 instance in private subnet. Okay. Now go to the EC2 instances. Go to EC2 instances. Now public EC2 subnet, public subnet EC2 instance. Okay. Now Ubuntu we need to select. Ubuntu we need to select. Instance type is DTAS micro. Key pair is, I already have my own key pair. Here we need to select our own VPC which was created by me 5 minutes before we created that one. So select our VPC, YT VPC, and again our subnet is public subnet. If it is private institution, I need to create private one. Now public, and don't forget we need to enable the public IP. So enable it. Okay, enable it. Remaining handle keep as it is. Click launch instance. Next, I'm going to create one more instance. Click launch instance. This time we are going to create private one, private EC2 instance. Select Ubuntu. Now I have my own key pair. Click edit. Instead of default, what we need to create? We need to create YT VPC, which was created recently. Instead of public subnet, what we need to give? Private subnet. Here, auto as in public IP is disabled. Next, click launch instance. No. This is public EC2. This is our public EC2 instance, which have a public IP as well as private IP. This is our private. This is our private EC2 instance, which don't have a public IP at all. We have only private IP, but still in organization there are so many. I saw so many cases where our organizations host applications in private EC2 instance, and they will connect to this EC2 instance by using a jump host. What is jump host? We are keeping this one public as a jump host. Now I will show you what is the jump host and all. So in simple words, we are going to connect this private EC2 instance by using this EC2 instance. How? You just see me. Now click connect. First our SSH to the public EC2 instance. SSH to the public EC2 instance, because this is a jump host, right? So first we need to connect the jump host by using any terminal. I will use my git bash. So it is in my downloads. I will go for downloads. So this is the jump host, right? So organization will provide you jump host. From the jump host, you need to connect to the private EC2 instance. Now, how can I connect private EC2 instance? For private EC2 instance also, the PEM file is in my downloads folder. For is PEM file present in the EC2 instance? Keep ls. No, PEM file is not there. If PEM file is not here, then how can I connect to private EC2 instance? We can't connect right away. Assume, for example, if you want to connect this one, click connect. We don't have public IP, so we can't SSH at all. From this one, we can't SSH. It's highly impossible. See. See, same 10.0.1.1. Why? They denied the permission. Why they denied the permission? Because we don't have a PEM file. If you have a PEM file in this folder, then we are able to connect it. We don't have PEM file right now. So now what we need to do? We need to copy the PEM file from my local machine to EC2 instance. So for that I will do this one, scp command, scp -i. This is my PEM file to this machine. Sorry. No. Here I have PEM file. I want to copy that PEM file to the EC2 instance. For that, what I need to do? I will use scp command, means copying the jenkins-demo.pem file as a jenkins-demo.pem file to my public EC2 machine. This is the public EC2 machine. EC2 institute machine. So where is our public EC2 machine? This one. This is the public machine. I will first. It's already downloaded. If you want to check it, click on public subnet, select it, paste it. Now click ls. See, you have MFile. So if MFile is here, we can easily connect from this EC2 instance to this one. So what is this? Private EC2 instance. Copy command, paste it here. See, 10.1.175. Sorry, we need to keep the permissions. What is the command for permissions? We need to give the ch mode. We need to give the ch mode 400 ch mode 400 for our PEM file. Now, once we give the permission, then we are able to do SSH easily. See, 10.0.2.135. Previously, what is our IP? 10.0.1.1.0, which is nothing but this is a public EC2 instance. From public EC2 instance, we connect to the private EC2 instance. What is our private EC2 instance? 10.0.2.135. So here our public EC2 instance acts as a bridge, in between the internet to the cloud. So the bridge which acts as in between to the private EC2 instance and cloud, in between the private EC2 instance and internet, is called as a jump host. In our case, the public EC2 instance is a jump host. If any organizations ask you to connect the private EC2 instance, then you need to ask immediately, can you please provide the jump host or a Bastion server, so that I will connect from there. So that's it, guys. If you want a document, you just please ping me in comments. I will provide you.